Hey, y'all out there, man. This is Jarnell JP, the creator, man, and this is Ben Awesome Newsome. And today we got on the podcast Israel Izzy Marquez, and this is episode 9, the Adventures of the Awesome Ben Newsome. And this is a podcast about Ben's first Jiu-Jitsu fight, right?
Yes.
And Izzy was one of the gentlemen that it was your first fight.
That was the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that was his first fight, man, and he was cool enough to come on to the podcast, man. So my first question, man, is this like your first time fighting in a tournament like this?
Yeah, it's my first time.
Okay.
My first time ever in any kind of tournament, any kind of especially combative tournament.
Right.
And on top of that, last time I remember doing anything like that when I was 15.
Okay.
And it was a takedown tournament for wrestling, and I suck at that too. So after that, I kind of just stopped combat sports and just kind of off to the side, just trying to chill. And I got sick, so it wasn't. Now that I'm an adult, I was like, you know what? Let me do something a little different. Yeah, get into something.
Yeah. How about you, Izzy? Was that your first time doing taekwondo, or you kind of been into martial arts?
As a Jiu-Jitsu tournament, yeah, that was the first one. But I was doing a little bit of wrestling in high school, and then I did compete in wrestling, and so I'm not completely, I guess, new to like the competition environment. And then when I was in the Marines, we would do some competition also for martial arts, and it was just grappling and basically submission, almost like jiu-jitsu. So we do that too. So, but yeah, when it comes actually to competition, this is my first actual jiu-jitsu competition. It was pretty fun, and yeah, man.
So I heard you got a couple of medals.
Yeah, when I enrolled in Naga, I only enrolled for no gi and then for gi for my weight division and my age and belt. So when I went to Naga, I thought I was going to compete just in 2 divisions. So I did no gi first, and then I went against, I just remember his first name, Jose, which I think is the guy that submitted Ben by an armbar, and then
yeah, he did. That was a nasty one too.
Yeah, Jose, he went against this other guy, I can't remember his name, but it was just basically 3 of us, and then Jose, I don't know what he did, he kind of like lunged that guy, and the guy's knee kind of like popped, and he was just, he went to medical, right? It was the first match, and then they just took him out, and I was supposed to go against him to see who's going to go, first, so me and Jose went at it, he beat me by points. And then I went to gi for the second division. I thought I was just going to finish with that one. And then I finished the second division. And then right after, I don't know if Ben remembers seeing me going against this guy from Gracie Boz, this short guy with like a mustache. He looked like a biker guy. And he beat me by points also. So I got second place in gi and then second place in that division. And then right after, I got 2 minutes to rest. And then my coach was like, "Hey, Israel, they're calling you over there." I was like, "What the hell?" So I went again, and they were like, "Dude, how many divisions are you competing in?" And I was like, "I don't thought it was 2." So I went again. I was tired. I was like, "You know what? This is probably the last one. I'm just gonna give it my all." So I actually ended up beating the guy by points. I almost had him by Ezekiel choke, but yeah, I won and I got first place. So yeah, I got two second place and then just one first place.
Cool.
That's pretty cool, man.
And the first place was in, you say no gi and what's the other?
And gi.
It's gi.
Okay.
So gi is basically like you see the pants. You see how they wear the pants and it looks like a jacket.
Right.
That's a gi.
Okay.
So No gi is a rash guard or like long sleeve, like kind of like a spandex shirt and shorts.
Okay.
Or you can wear like a regular short sleeve shirt, but with gi, you have more things to grab onto. You can grab the lapel, you can grab this, like you can grab up by the collar, and it's easier to. I guess you say it's kind of you kind of learn to appreciate the gi, right? Izzy? Like you kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of learn to appreciate the gi because when you have the gi, it's easier to work things as far as chokes are concerned. When you don't have the gi, you have to kind of know what to do with just their body parts.
Right.
And you have the guillotine choke. You have taking the back, which he took my back like 3 times.
Yeah, it was a few times.
Yeah, I was like, God damn it. So here we go again. Let's come on, let's go for a ride. Like, God damn it. I was like, no, I want to ride. But, so, no, it's really fun though. Like, no-gi is, it's kind of like high school wrestling, but high school wrestlers are I'll say former wrestlers hate being on their back.
Right.
Because you're pinned.
Right.
But in jiu-jitsu, that's a good thing because I can see you. Okay. Now, if I have my back to you, I can't see you. Right. And when I have my back to him, I already knew he was coming because I'm like, damn. I should have did this, but I tried to turtle on you, man. I was like, I don't even know what to do now. I was like, I'm gonna have to figure out a way. But you learn to not panic. The calmer you are, just like your brother told you, the calmer fighter is going to be the more dangerous one. And even if you're calm and getting beat, you can always win by submission.
Right.
And he had me in like this old man choke kind of thing on, what was that, like a bow tie or some shit I think it's called, or something like that.
Oh, it was called the bow and arrow, which is basically I have my ankles wrapped around you, basically call that get your hooks in, right? Got your hooks in, and then I cross face you, which means I just go across your chin or your neck. Yeah. And I grabbed his, with my right hand, I grabbed his left collar or lapel, and you just kind of grab it a little high, almost to the collarbone, and then you just pull it, and it causes a choke, and you just pull it towards you, like, just like pulling the string of a bow,
right.
And that causes him to choke. So I got him, I had him for a couple seconds, and I thought he was gonna tap for sure, but he managed to escape, and yeah.
I said, damn, you had to put me out. I said, it's going in 1 or 2 ways. It's not gonna be good. Either I'm gonna tap, or this dude gonna put me out.
So man, so this is what I don't understand. I played football, right? Played semi-pro. And I had
semi-pro.
Right?
5-time
did you play
all-star.
Did you play?
Sorry.
It's about y'all, man. So, but I am 5-time semi-pro all-star. I did like a Booker T did, and I thought it'd be cool, man.
It was pretty cool. I mean, you can see that 5-time champion.
And I got me as an alternate, but I didn't care because I just wanted to be 5-time, and I was old. But anyway, so Izzy, man, did you play? I heard you was a pretty big dude, man. So so you what are your measurements? Like, what are your height, your weight?
Right now, I weigh 275.
Okay.
And I'm 6'1", so what's that, 73 inches?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how about you, Ben?
At the time, at the point of the tournament, I was 242.
Okay.
And I'm about 6 foot, 5'11" ish, whatever you want to call it. So there you have me on the height, but and then I was 242 when I stepped on the scale. So it didn't dawn on me until after. I was like, that was a big dude. It didn't dawn on me after. I was like, that was a big dude. Right. And my coach said, he's like, man, that was a pretty big dude. He's like, I'm proud of you for just making it through. Like, he's like, and he wasn't there because he was at his MRI. So he couldn't tell me like, hey, shrimp, do this, do that. You gotta sweep. But it's just one of those things. Like, it is what it is. I made it through. And that's when I saw it. I said, hey man, like, y'all put me out, but I was excited about that. I was like, shit, I ain't tapped. I ain't gonna sleep. I'm good. So
that's cool.
Yeah, Jose, he's like, oh, easy work. He's like, this dude, easy work. He put.
I was looking at the tape because my buddy was recording over my phone, and you couldn't tell that. You could tell that you have some experience, and I don't know how new you are to jiu-jitsu, but when we first started, you actually did. You grabbed me by the collar and you tried to pull me down. And you did it pretty good because that's the one I like to do, and that's how I took you down. And I was looking at the video, you actually like snapped my neck down a little bit. And because I kept going like at least 2 or 3 times, because with that technique, it takes a little bit of energy, but it's very effective against big guys, tall guys.
Yeah.
Because, you just got to keep doing it like 2 or 3 times. And normally I like to do that one 2 or 3 times, and then by the 3rd time. I like to do like a hip toss or a leg sweep because I like to set it up with that one. But you did pretty good with the, I can't remember the name. I don't even know I have the name, but it's just basically like a neck snap. You grab them by the collars and you just pull them down, almost like, I don't know if you guys ever done the exercise with the ropes where you just like shake them. It creates, you tie to the wall and you shake it like that. It's almost like that.
Right.
And it does affect your neck, so it makes you go down. So you do that. You did that pretty good.
Yeah.
When I had you in a scarf hold on the ground, it's basically I had my left arm around your head, and then your right arm was extended up, and I was grabbing with my left hand. I was grabbing my left knee. So basically, I was hugging you like that, right? And I was trying to put all my weight on your ribs. So you couldn't breathe, man, and that's a very effective way to for big guys to put all their weight and make the other guy hurt. But yeah, you had some fight in you, man. I was like, okay, I can't just take this guy easy because you did put up a good fight, man.
I'm not gonna lie, I was scared of shit. I didn't know what. I was like, man, I ain't got my coach here. This dude is, like I said, it didn't dawn on me until afterwards how big he was. I was like, this is a big dude. So I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, we're in the 250 division, 250 and up. Right. So I'm figuring, all right, I'm almost 250, or whatever. And now currently, you gonna think it's crazy, but I started drinking sodas like right before the fight, and like a week before. So I was kind of fluctuating between. I haven't been drinking soda since. I done dropped to 217, bro.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was like, when I got in there, I was like, man, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna say. I ain't got a coach here. I don't know what to do. So I was like, I'm gonna just do what I know how to do best. And I'm gonna just go at them. Now,
yeah.
The one thing I do like to do is like we're on our knees on the ground or whatever. If I could have caught you, I'd have tried to like tackle you. Because I was like, I know I'm going in with my head down. That's an automatic guillotine. I was like, fuck it. I was like, if I can catch him, I'm gonna catch him.
I got so many questions for y'all, man. I don't know how to ask, but I don't want to forget the question. But one question I had, I knew a friend of mine. He was a Golden Glove, one of my friends named Rocky, and we just had this conversation. And Rocky, like, he's a bodyguard for the RCW wrestling. And them dudes, like, they mess with Rocky, you know what I mean? Like, he's one of the crew.
Right.
And so yeah, man. And so he was talking to me, he said, Jarnell, he said, how do you let them dudes hit you like in football and don't get mad? And I'm like, how do you let them dudes punch you in your jaw and you don't get mad? Like, it's just like, I wasn't geared for that, man. Like, when somebody hit me in their jaw, like, Ben put me in a hole, and I was like, hey, bro. No, man. He said, you get tapped. I said, I ain't tapping shit. And so, and then like,
So
okay, so this is my question. Did y'all ever play? Now, this is a two-part question. So basically, y'all used to the, contact sports. So like, let's say for example, if y'all went out to a football field, and let's say somebody just knocked shit out, you hit you, tagged you, would you like be mad by that? Because my friend Rocky was a boxer, and he was just like, somebody just knocked shit out of me like that, man, it would piss me off. And I said, somebody hit me in my jaw, I'll be like, okay.
Some people are used to different content.
Yeah, so, I don't think I could do what y'all do. I would be kind of pissed. Like if somebody kicked me in my mouth, I'm like, what the fuck? So so if they hit me and I lie down, okay, cool, and and I'm being like, I know when I played against this one team, and they was from Cuero, and so one of the defensive ends, like we was at a gentleman's club. And I seen him there. I was just chilling, and he was like, "Hey, you 6'8"?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Man, you knocked this shit out of me." He said, "Man, that was a fun game, though." You know what I mean? And he went up to me, and I'm like, "Okay," and it was cool,
right? And
like I see, y'all was saying, "Yeah, I put each other in this hole, and I'd be like. Okay, but I be like, didn't he said he didn't, he said this man said he did that so you wouldn't breathe. And y'all just like laughing and talking, which I always respect sports, but I'm like, if somebody said, I did it so you can't breathe, I'd be like, what the fuck? So that's my question, man. And I was just wondering, like, if y'all ever had kind of play sports, like, let's say, you say you're 270, so, you probably the size of like a defensive lineman, offensive lineman, and being a good sized cat. Have y'all ever played like football or something? Or have y'all played any sports outside of this? Which I know y'all said that in your intro that kind of helped you prepare for it, or what type of sports have y'all played that you feel like helped you
prepare for this?
That kind of helped you get in that mentality to do jiu-jitsu.
Ace, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Yeah, wrestling for sure helped me because wrestling developed, I guess, some habits for me that are, some are good, some are bad, that can be used for jiu-jitsu.
There wasn't some bad.
And for example, in wrestling, it's okay to give your back to the opponent because obviously you don't have to worry about them taking your back and choking you out. So that was, I guess, a negative. But a lot of the movements and how to distribute your weight and how to put all your weight into your opponent, that's something I learned from wrestling. And I use that a lot. And then I did play football too, and I was defensive end. And to your question, where some people, I guess, get mad, I guess, if somebody knocks them down or whatever. I did have a situation like that in high school, I remember, because, you always have that rivalry with other teams and everything. And I never took it personally because I knew it was a sport, right? I was, I guess, like, that mentality is that's a sport. I'm just going to give everything I got right now. But there's some guys, at the field, they like to talk shit and get on your face, and it's like, okay, now it's getting personal. So it's one of those that you start doing little sneaky little dirty things, right? That like in the pie, you start twisting their ankle or something just to get back at them. So I did have one of those moments.
I guess what I was kind of more go ahead. What I was kind of more talking about is like, like let's say for example, like somebody kicked me in my jaw. I would be like, that ain't the type of action that I think sports like it would kind of piss me off. Let's say like I'm an offensive tackle and you're defensive end, right? And I chop block you. Would that kind of be like, nah, that ain't cool, bro? Or would you be like, it's just a sport?
I would think more of that's a sport, yeah.
Okay.
It's just a sport.
One of those dirty things that people just try to be like dirty, and it's a different thing. But
so you can play.
I'm pretty calm, I guess.
Right.
I don't take it personal. I don't take it personal when it comes to like sports like that, unless people actually go out their way and start doing some other shit,
So you can play multiple sports and not you keep it as a sport.
Just keep it a sport.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess in my from my perspective, I didn't play a lot of combat sports or participate. I guess you could say you don't really play combat sports, you participate in combat sports. But wrestling, like I said, I did first semester in high school because I got sick, and then I was like a basketball manager, so I wasn't out there playing. I was packing the bus and things like that.
Right.
The coach, he yelled at me one time. He's like, "Well, I do it myself." I'm like, "What the fuck you do there, man?" like you don't play this damn Gatorade. I ain't no damn maid. Fuck you. So but I'm real laid back, so it's real hard for me to kind of like that dog mentality you talk about. So it's kind of like even at the end of the fight, I helped him up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just me. Like I'm not a just out of my way dog kind of person. Like hey, good fight, man. And some people like, I'll be seeing your mama tonight. Like, why you talking about my mama, man? Like, what's going on here? Like, some people are just like that,
man.
As far as I'm concerned, though, if somebody were to kick me in the face, or or they bust my lip or something like that, it's a part of the sport. But as long as cause you've seen little fouls that happen, right? Say slapping down, right? Is he?
Yeah.
And then so slapping down is you slap the person's hand and then you dab them like that.
Right.
Basically, hey, my bad, man. But it's cool. Or like boxing, they'll kind of touch, go hey, man, my bad. It's like that. So it's basically apologizing. I'm still gonna whoop your ass. I'm still gonna continue to whoop your ass or try to whoop your ass, but my bad. I can't kick him in the nuts and then be like, oh shit, that's part of sport. That's dirty.
Okay.
But me and him, we're both kind of calm people, so it's like, hey, my bad, man. I didn't mean that. And that probably give me DQ, honestly. Like, hey, man, I'm sorry. You cool? Like, you good? And then you're like, yeah, man, I'm cool. So it was an accident. Now, if I did it on purpose, he'd probably try to find me out in the parking lot. Like, hey, man, what the fuck? That's how you feel? But jiu-jitsu is one of those things where, yeah, we could talk and laugh. I was trying to choke you out, man. But it's one of those things that you don't really necessarily hear that a lot. But from what I've learned about jiu-jitsu in a short amount of time I have been in it, is that it's a brotherhood. And yes, you're trying to choke each other out. Yes, you're trying to choke each other out. You're trying to do this, do that. But if we seen a gunman come in or something like that, everybody's on the same page. Like, get his ass.
What I liked about when I played semi-pro is that all the people, like you said, it was like a family. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was just man. And when I was a player, I played for about 12 years, and I used to always use the restroom. I used to always use the restroom before. So there'd be some people that we would play that'd be from San Antonio, and they'd be like, man, I wonder who in there taking this shit. And they'd be like, that's you, JP? I said, you know it, man. And then it was just stuff like that, man. And it was just for example, when my mom was alive, I used to play for a team called the Ravens, and they, it was this dude named Iron and John Rodarte. And they went up to my mom one day.
That name sounds familiar.
Oh, John Rodarte?
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He cool dude. And so Iron came up to my mom, Iron and John Rodarte, and I said, hey, man, we're going to be playing y'all? He's like, man, we don't give a shit. We're going to talk to your mom because she cool, and then we're going to whoop your ass. And it was just cool. It was just cool, man, because we was all cool. And it was just I don't think when you play a sport, especially a combat sport or a physical sport, in football, I don't know if it's like that with y'all, but we always felt like we weren't getting paid to do it. Mm-hmm. We were doing it because we was crazy and we had a love for the sport. But, I played for 12 years and I used to ask myself, I didn't get paid. It was a waste of my time. Yeah. And I don't feel like it was because, when you do real estate, a lot of times you get weighed down with, it's about money, and people feel some type of way, and it's when you go out there, when I went out there to football, I was hey, that's JP, man. Like that dude, you had to earn your props in semi-pro. You know what I mean? You had to earn it.
I seen your little pictures on the, I'm like, all right, like, I'm gonna go against that dude. Like, he's like a dog, man.
I appreciate that.
I seen him like I'm gonna go around him. I was like, I'm gonna do my best to get around his ass, slap his hand down, get around his ass. Cause I'm pretty sure you get them hooks on. I'm like, shit. Like, hey, wow, he home.
Yeah, I got that a lot. But yeah, so just kind of ask y'all that.
This second,
okay. But just to kind of ask y'all that, man. What mentality do y'all get into? Like, I always try to get into if I had enough time, man, to get into this mentality, like, man, that was big for me. So
right.
I always felt like, man, I'm like the Hulk, and I'm hulking up, man. And I had Monster, and when I was drinking Monster, I was gonna turn green.
So Monster.
Yeah, and I was gonna really turn green, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
And man, it was just like I didn't really want to talk to nobody, but it was a lot of people that want to talk to you. Like the younger cats, to me, the younger cats were a little bit more friendly. Man, because I was kind of like
pretty friendly people.
Yeah, and I didn't want to I had to go.
I would knock your head off,
and I had to prepare for that. You know what I mean? Because I felt like the reason why I picked the Hulk is the Hulk was David Banner, and so David Banner can't fight Thanos. He can't go out there and fight Thanos, but the Hulk can. So I felt like I had to get to that mentality.
So my question is
okay.
You remember that one? You told me that one story where the guy said, "Man, you big ass hold me again. We throwing."
Yeah.
He's like, we gonna fight. Like, I guess we throwing in.
I got to tell you that lie. I know that lie. So, but I have to.
He had told me some of his stories. Like, that was the funniest one he told me. He said the receiver told him, he said, "Man, you owe me was it defensive end?"
It was any line when I ever went up to again. Like, that's a lot,
What's another one? It's somebody.
It's mainly like defense tackle, man.
He held him, and the guy said, "Man, you hold me one more time, we throwing." And he said, "Well, I guess we was gonna be throwing in." So the next play, he held him again. They started throwing.
But now it was just with holding for me, like you're a bigger dude. So, I was like playing weight, I was like 300, 325, around there.
Right.
And so, maybe a little bit, I ain't gonna tell myself. But anyway, so I'm about 6'2". And so, man, when it depends, I went against some people, I like these bigger dudes that are like 6'5", and when you go to Houston, you play a lot of bigger dudes.
Right.
And I like them because it was just like, a lot of times they would give you their body. And what I mean by that, they would stand up. And then when you stand up, I got all this space to punch in. I had problems with littler dudes because I thought they looked at me and said, I'm going to prove something today. And they knew, and it was when they played me, it was more technique. Because they were like, well, we ain't going to bull rush this dude because I'm smaller. And I think a lot of D-lines, when they had that dude that's a smaller guy, the run or whatever you want to call it, they feel like they got to prove something.
Well, yeah, it's that little man syndrome. But in Jiu-Jitsu, and Izzy, I know you probably know this too, like, there's not really a little man syndrome in Jiu-Jitsu. Like, you can be a little guy, like Corey Phillips, for instance, he wasn't a big guy at all.
Okay.
And he armbarred the shit out of me. Right. It's not really like you can be a big guy, you can be a little guy. Like, you want to go with kind of my weight class and belt, and it's kind of throw you in there. But the thing about it is, like, even if you're a little guy and you're going against, like, I don't know, let's say I'm at I'm like 200 pounds and I'm going against Izzy at that time.
Okay, so let's say like you 215 right now.
17.
217.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're going against Izzy. Now, how much you weigh now, Izzy?
Yeah, I'm like 275 right now.
Okay.
So the thing about it is, it's
so with y'all. Okay, so let's say we're doing, and then let's say y'all doing. Let's say y'all in MMA or y'all doing something professional. Y'all getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
would y'all be in different weight classes and do y'all have weight classes? Do y'all have like is it like a conference or something that y'all fight in?
Okay, so what it is, like, NAGA stands for North American Grappling Association.
Okay, so NAGA.
So there's different, like, there's Fuji, there's NAGA, there's one, I think there's one come up in Austin, Houston, and Duncanville.
Okay.
Did you hear about those, Izzy?
Yeah, it's IBJJF, I think, and then
IBJJF, like, that's International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation or something like that.
That's the other one, and yeah, I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I think isolated from Naga where it's supposed to go again. She said they're supposed to come to San Antonio at least 3 times, but she said that from there, that crew was going to go to Chicago, I think. But
oh, wow.
but there's multiple, but what goes by is weight class. So what myself and Izzy were in was called ultimate heavy, like ultimate weight class, like our gi and no gi. So basically, if you're 250 and over, or matter of fact, if you're over 226, you're an ultimate. So I could be 226 in ultimate, I'm at the bottom. But if I'm a heavy, like super heavyweight, I would be kind of at the top of the weight class.
What's the super heavyweight?
Super heavyweight is I think it's 220.
I thought it was like 225 to 250, right?
Yeah, something like that. I know that.
And then 250 and above was ultra.
Yeah, ultra. That's what's ultra. Yeah, ultra. It was ultra. So myself and him were in ultra. So it didn't matter if I was 242, 279 because I'm already in ultra. Now, heavyweight, which was 207 and below, I don't know what it stopped at, but that's heavyweight. Then you go super heavyweight. So it goes by weight classes and your belt and your age. So you could be a 4th degree white belt, but you're 250 and above, so you're going to go against either me or Izzy or somebody else. And then we had what was called absolute. Absolute didn't matter what belt. I saw a brown belt get beat by a purple belt, and it was actually kind of crazy. I'm like, well, dang, I didn't see it, but the purple belt beat the brown belt, but that was ultimate, like not ultimate, absolute. Just like it don't matter, like just go at it. Like you want to fight him, fight him. But they put it in brackets. You see, so when I got thrown into that match for bronze absolute, I was like, wait, what? Because he's like, hey man, because Jose that got to finish me off like so quickly. Izzy.
Yeah.
The guy to finish me off so quickly and say, hey Ben, how long you need to rest? Because it was a pretty quick fight. I'm like, thanks. But I was like, he was trying to watch out for me, so I was like, man, can I get like 5-10 minutes? He's like, no, 4 minutes is the most you get. I said, well, give me 4. So he gave me 4 minutes, and I went against Corey Phillips, who was not a big guy, very petite guy. I don't want to say petite. He was smaller than me, but he still got me. Because I left my arm weak. He's like, oh shit, thank you.
So what belt was he?
He's a white belt.
Okay.
He's a white belt. I don't know what degree. I didn't look at his little stripes on his belt, if he even had any stripes. But
no, I don't have any. Which it was kind of intimidating at the time when we showed up because I didn't have any stripes. I don't know. I think your coaches just give it to you if they think you're like progressing or you do tournaments or whatever. I guess it's just to the coach's discretion. But the guys I was going up against, they had like 3 degree, 4th degree white belts, and I was like, intimidated. She was like, shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn. But it's not that bad. I think it's just obviously you pick up blue belt with time, and and I guess it just gets degrees depending on the coach's discretion. So yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have any degrees. I have 1 degree, but the guy I went against that armbar me the second time, I don't know if he had degrees or not. But sometimes it don't matter what degree you have. If you got it, you got it. And,
true.
And obviously he had all the skills and the knowledge and the know-how to put me in a real bad position where it's like, I'm either put this fool out, like, is this fool gonna go to sleep? You're like, you gonna go night-night, or you gonna tap? Like, nah, I ain't doing either one.
So basically, I had one question. I had a couple questions. So you 275, is it right?
Yeah.
And Ben is losing weight. What's the advantages or disadvantages of moving up in the weight class? Let's talk about what's the advantages or disadvantages of moving up, and then talk about what's the advantages or disadvantages of moving down. Because I know, like, and you're a football player, you play D-line. Sometimes when you lose weight as an offensive defensive lineman, it helps you in that you're more agile, but it kind of doesn't help you because it's easier to move you. And then the opposite is that when you gain weight, it's harder to move you, but you kind of like, you ain't moving as fast, and then it's kind of like,
once you get your hands on me, it's over.
You know, but it's kind of like you're not in shape like that. So, you know, if you like 300, you might be like, oh man, I can pull, you know, I can do this, I can do that. But if you a little bit more, it's like it take you long to pull. So, you know, I was just asking, like, what's the advantages and disadvantages of moving up in the weight class, and what's the advantages and disadvantages of moving down in the weight class?
Yeah, well, from my experience, showing up to this gym that I go to is called Enzo, and here in McAllen, Texas. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for a while, on and off, because I'm always moving different cities or states, and then finally I got a stable job that I've been here for almost 2 years. So, and then I got serious into jiu-jitsu more, so I ended up going to this one. And when I go, you know, sometimes, you know, you just can't avoid it because you feel like you're the biggest or the strongest guy that shows up, so you got a little chip on your shoulder. But one cool thing about jiu-jitsu is that they humble you real quick. And when I got humbled real quick was with this blue belt. I think he's probably like 180, 190.
Wow.
And I think I was in the same weight for a while now. And I was trying to just manhandle this guy, right? So he definitely submitted me right away, like within a minute. And obviously the weight or the size does help, but you got to know, I guess, how to use it.
Right.
And for here in competition, I noticed that obviously going against guys my size, it's very tiring because you got to use more strength and obviously speed is going to help me out a lot. So I think the advantages of being a heavier weight is obviously going to help you because you get especially being on top of your opponent, just crushes it. I mean, you limit their mobility or the way they breathe and everything like that.
Right.
But also, obviously, you're not that fast. Flexibility. So there's some moves that I can't do because I'm not too flexible, and these guys are like 200, 150, 160. They're like monkeys, you know, those guys that just move around you like nothing. And I got some of those guys that submit me sometimes over here where I train at, and they're blue, purple belts. And to them, when I go against them, it's like, it doesn't intimidate them as much because they are confident in their skills. So that would be an advantage to your weight. And but definitely something I do want to do now, especially for the tournament. And I really got tired going against people ultra heavyweights. It was very tiring, so I really wanted to try going super heavyweight, which is a 225 to 250. So right now I'm trying to get in that weight range.
Yes, easier.
And the advantages of obviously losing weight, like being in that weight class, it's obviously, like I said, the mobility, the flexibility, and there's some moves that you can just do more, I guess, fluently. And obviously, I think it comes with experience and how long you've been doing it. So I think that's one of those pros and cons about all that.
So
I'm trying to get it with that Ben's weight range.
okay, so you're trying to move down and stay your weight.
Yeah. He's trying to move down.
Trying to go like 240, 230.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when I was. That's my weight class. That's how much I weighed when I was in the Marines, and was pretty athletic. I was running 3 miles in 19 minutes, and pretty athletic. Working out every day, doing cardio. So trying to get into that mentality, that workout routine again.
Okay. All right. So let me reverse it to you, man. So you went down in weight. Okay.
Right.
So I'm gonna throw that question at you. What are the advantages of moving up and weight of moving down?
Okay, so advantage of moving up is that you're gonna have some guys that are, like he said, they're a little bit slower, but as soon as they get their hands on you, it's over. So basically, what happens is, like, when he got his hands on me, and I mean, no offense to you, Izzy, at all. Like, you're a great fighter, but once he got his hands on me, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, man. I was like, what am I gonna do? So I didn't panic, and the thing I learned about jiu-jitsu and just life in general, like, I was complaining about my internet going out and blah, blah, blah. It's like you learn to, okay, there's nothing I can do about it now. What can I do now?
Right.
So, what was your buddy's name was talking to me? The red dude?
Oh, man. AJ, I think we call him Alex.
Alex, okay, so he was talking to me, he's like, man, you got a great base, you're good. He's like, you just gotta, it's just come with time, man. I was like, yeah, I was like, but I was like, it was really fun. I was like, y'all gonna see me again. I was like, fine, not the same weight class, but you gonna see me again. So the advantage is like, they're kind of like, you kind of know they're like, if you're faster than them, then you learn to where you're gonna go and do whatever. The disadvantage of moving down weight class is that if you haven't fought these people before, you don't know how they move. So you're going to a whole nother weight class, it's like going to a new classroom and you get a new homeroom teacher. Like, I had the homeroom teacher, like, I was in Izzy's class, and then all of a sudden I moved down, so now I'm going down with some pretty nimble people,
Right.
and I don't know how they move or what they do. Now, if I go to Absolute, and I see Izzy again, I'm like, hey, what's going on, man? Like, we're gonna fight again? Like, yeah, so he's like, well, damn, I kind of scared. Like, you sure you can fight me? Like, yeah, man, we cool. Like, it don't matter. Like, it's just like you see this big old 300-pound guy, and it's like, go open, they say. It'll be fun, they say. It's got this big old 300-pound dude in front of you. You're like 205. It's like, what the F? Are you serious?
So let me ask this too. Do y'all so do you know any other martial arts or just jiu-jitsu or do you plan to, because I know you plan to learn other arts, and this is for you to be because I know when you do MMA, a lot of them are UFC, a lot of them have taekwondo, they'll have karate, they'll have jiu-jitsu, they'll have Brazilian jiu-jitsu, so they have different fighting styles, in their belt. Do y'all plan to do that, or you just, and how far do y'all plan to go with it? Do you want to be like in the UFC one day and fight professionally, or you just kind of like, just want to do this, just for fun and just say that you did it?
Gotcha. When I was in Afghanistan, 2017, we had a boxing gym, and I decided just to go check it out, at the boxing gym, and just hit the bag just for cardio work.
Right.
But then I was lucky enough to meet some guys from Latvia, and they spoke pretty good English, and they got to make friends with them, and I guess they were former boxers in their country, or they trained boxing, and they actually, coached me and helped me do, learn some things, and then I actually loved it a lot. It's pretty fun. It's tiring because it's one of you just want to put your arms down, but you put your arms down, you get punched in the face.
Right.
So So I loved it, and I think I do wanna go into that boxing and learn more boxing. Don't want to use the excuse I don't have time, but I do plan on doing that now. My brother, he does boxing too back home. He's in El Paso. He actually goes to a gym and he does that. So when I go back home, we just goof around. So he tries to box me, but I ended up just taking him down using Jiu-Jitsu. That's just Jiu-Jitsu. You just take somebody down. It doesn't matter if they're a boxer or kickboxer. You're gonna submit them. But yeah, definitely boxing is something I got my eye on, and I would say not doing it so much in sport, but it's like one of those things you just want to have in your personal arsenal just to protect yourself and your family. One of those things, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, it's just a good. I have a son. He's 5 years old, and I think it's just a good thing. You set the good example for them. My son actually just saw my competition. I showed him a couple of videos, and he wants to try jiu-jitsu. He lives with his mom in Arizona, so that Monday was his first class, and he said he liked it. So I'm glad that he's gonna start doing it now. But I can see myself doing jiu-jitsu for a very long time. We'll see about boxing once I start getting into it, and let's see how I do with taking punches in the face. So yeah.
So if would y'all fight, and then I'll let you answer that. So are y'all using like striking or is it more grappling?
No, it's all grappling, no striking. The thing about jiu-jitsu is you're not striking at all, and if you do strike, you're gonna get disqualified quickly. There's no striking.
There is a striking. There's a competition for jiu-jitsu. I think I can't remember what it's called. I'll look it up in a bit, but it's where it's actually just no gi, strictly no gi, and you're able to not really punch, but I guess use your palm to slap or do some kind of striking.
Oh, really?
There is one of those competitions, but yeah, but not in Naga.
Yeah, not in Naga. We didn't strike at all. If you struck, you were gonna get disqualified quickly because there's no striking at Naga. Did you ever watch I don't know if you're into like the Gracies, but did you ever watch Hoist when he fought Ken Shamrock?
Yeah.
Okay, so that one I was kind of watching it and I kind of got into it. I was a little disappointed because Hoist was like, okay, like he fought Ken Shamrock the first time. He submitted him with his gi, right? He did like a loop choked him out. And Ken Shamrock was like, what the hell? Like, why you get to wear a gi? We can't, I can't wear wrestling shoes, nothing. And then the second fight, there was another super fight. He said he trained for a 3-hour fight, and now they're like, well, it's going to be 30 minutes. Then it was like, okay, another 3 minutes. So, in that one, they stood him up. Ken Shamrock punched Hoist in the face. Hoist had this big old cut on his face, and then he put him back in his guard, and he's held him in the guard the whole time.
Yeah.
That one, I was a little disappointed because when I saw Ken Shamrock, like he was talking about it on one of his things. Like they always had, he said they always found a way to cheat, and I was like, I kind of feel where Ken Shamrock was coming from because he's like when they went to Bellator and Ken Shamrock's like he decided not to take Hoist down. Hoist like kicked him in his nuts, and then he said then he took the credit for the win. He was like, they always find a way to cheat. I'm like, I kind of feel him on that one. Like Hoist was like, because every time he took him down, he would put him in his guard. Like basically his legs were wrapped around his back and he has his feet crossed. That's a guard. So and Ken Shamrock knew if he popped his head up, Hoist is gonna put him in that choke and it was over. And I just it was just one of those things, man. What was the question you were asking me though?
I'm gonna ask you, like he was saying he was gonna get more into boxing,
Right.
But you said you don't have any other martial art that you was gonna get into. But basically, I know like in MMA, like you'll have people that's like a black belt in this, the karate black belt, and Jiu-Jitsu black belt in Taekwondo, maybe like maybe they box a little bit. What type of, do you just plan to be in Taekwondo, right? Jiu-Jitsu, I'm sorry. Yeah. So do you just plan to, doing the best in Jiu-Jitsu, or you plan on adding like Taekwondo or some other techniques, or maybe even boxing?
The problem with that is the money that it costs to pay for martial arts. Okay. It's expensive.
Okay.
I mean, you can kind of agree with that, right?
Yeah, it does get expensive, especially in Taekwondo. Like
it gets a little
big bars, they're expensive.
It gets a little expensive. So boxing, I personally do it because it like I said, it helps me with my just kind of keeping myself in control, like kind of keep myself on a leash, so to speak, and it controls my emotions a lot. And where I train at is basically 4-in-1. There's Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, boxing, and I forgot the other one. So it's kind of 4-in-1. Oh, weapons. That's what it was, weapons. So we've been doing mostly Jiu-Jitsu, but we're gonna train those other things. And I think if I were to get into anything else, it would probably be more judo for throwing. So I can, if I need to learn how to throw somebody, I can throw them. But it'd be more for a personal, like he said, a personal arsenal just to protect myself and protect my family. It's not really like I don't want to get paid for it. It's like, I don't want to train and have to be this way to, I have to make this money. Like that's what I have a job for. I don't need to entertain other people by getting beat up.
So basically, from what I hear from both of y'all is, so then you wouldn't want to, fight professionally in MMA?
I'm too old for that shit now.
How about you, Izzy? Would you want to do that?
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I don't care if I get knocked out. At least say I did it. I stepped on that ring or octagon and I threw hands with somebody, because not everybody gets to do that stuff, but it'll be fun. I think, let's see where, I don't know, let's see where
I'll be in your corner, I'll be in your cut, man.
I'll be in the stand. So, are you getting yourself like a time frame to go pro, or is it just like if it happens, it happens? Like for example, man, like with me, I wanted to always play college ball, and basically, I used to do this is a real story, and so basically, I used to do. How do you say it? I used to play Texas Hold'em. So it was me, my cousin, his girlfriend, my girlfriend, and we would go to Texas Hold'em tournaments. So it was one tournament we went in downtown San Antonio, and we never went to that bar. And some good. I'm a big size dude. I'm about 6'2", 300. 325 in that range. And so I was just playing Texas Hold'em, and I tried to play college ball, it didn't work out. And a guy come up to me, and he said, "Hey, you're a pretty big dude." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "Would you like to play football?" I said, "I'm pro." And I said, "Man, do they get paid?" And he was like, "Nah." And I was like, "Okay, so I'm gonna get hit by the dude and not get paid." And so at the time, I got off my dad.
You didn't get paid in high school either, though.
Well, but he had a scholarship though. And so, something, but then I figured I was crazy, like I'm semi-able pro player. So I went out there, and the guy gave me a card, and it was the San Antonio Ravens, and then that went on to doing something else. So I guess I was open to probably, at the time I was like 25, and at the time I was open to if a college wanted me to play. I tried out for the talent, Didn't work out. But I tried out for the talent group in San Antonio. And I feel like if you want to go MMA, a professional, I feel like you got to be in the gym. I feel like you got to eat right. I feel like, you got to do a little bit extra than what other people do. Cause everyone,
a lot of extra things.
Yeah.
And I don't. I mean, is if you go, like I was gonna tell you, you got a cheerleader for life in your corner. Like I don't. How do I put it? I'm kind of a loner, bro. Like, I have friends, but I'm more associates. I don't have a lot of close friends. So a lot of people that I call my friends, one of my close friends is Derek Cornish, JP. I never thought, and I'm gonna tell you right now. One day, I'm gonna tell you a story. When we was at Antoine's. We were at Antoine's fantasy football draft. So I called, reached over and looked at the paper. He's like, yo, that's me. I'm like, oh, my bad. Like, that's you? He's like, that's me. I'm like, all right, well, my bad. I thought you was about to rip my hand off.
I was in there. No,
he said, yo, that's me. I'm like, all right, my bad.
But you know how you right now, but
so
you right. I'm not even explain it though, man. No, man. Cause I had one. I didn't explain it. Like how you play fantasy football?
Nah,
okay.
It's all my coworkers do.
Right.
I was getting in heated arguments, man.
Right. So you play fantasy football, and every league is different, man. So like now I play like in 3 different leagues. So I play one with Antoine. They know football. They know football to a high level, but they know a lot of them may not have played. Now then I play one. We had a friend and he passed away. And so we called it Wild Bills League of Maniacs, something like that.
Right.
And we did it to honor our friend, man, because he was a great offensive lineman, and he was just a great person too. And so all of these try to get all semi-pro players or people that played with Bill at one time. And that league is really competitive, man. Like it's like I played in last year and I got to the championship and I lost. Anyway, but so I lost, and it was just real competitive. I mean, like when we went to the playoffs, it was like this logjam of who gonna actually go, and you actually had to play to the end. It's real competitive, man. Like nobody gives up, man. If you're on the bottom, we start trading. We start doing something, and it's really good. It's really fun, man, and it's around a lot of people that are real competitive, but it's not. It's cool because you played when we played against them, and we doing it for a good reason. And then I played in one of them. It was with a friend of mine. It was more of a, it was more his family. And they asked me to come on, and that one was pretty cool. I won that one, but they didn't do it this year. So I'm going to defend my championship. But anyway, they had a good reason why. It was based on Corona, but so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. He was like, "Yo, man, that's me." So I'm like,
so that's what it was, because I'm real competitive. I wrote who I wanted on there, bro. So that's why I'm like, that's me. So
I didn't know it was him. So like, I was like, all right, cool. So how this all got started up busy was that one day he went on there. He was on Facebook. He's on my Facebook. Sometimes his Facebook friends he just say, "Oh, I know that person wherever." I'm like, "Okay, I know this dude." So he said, he put up a post and he said, "Who want to do a podcast on this?" I said, "Oh hell yeah, I got a lot of shit to say about that." and then from there we've gone since episode 9. We've had 8 episodes since then, and
this is episode 9. Yeah.
This is episode 9, and it's just like we've gone since then. It's like I never thought JP was gonna be a close friend or somebody I talk to, but we talk all the time.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just like I look at it like this. I don't know your faith, but I'm Christian, and I believe that if you walk forward to your dream or forward to what you want to do, God will walk double that, or maybe 20 times that, and put people in your life. So man, with this podcast, man, it was some people that I really wanted to be on there, and there's other people that I didn't even know was gonna be on there. And the ones I didn't know that wanted to be on there, they was really dedicated to doing it, which I really appreciate. But let me ask this. I know we're gonna close up now. What? So let's do this. When's y'all next fight? You know, like you got some of the promo when your next fight. You know, what's your next gig? Where you fighting at? And what you feel? Well, how you gonna end the year and how you gonna start the year in 2021?
I'll let you go first, Izzy.
As the next fight, I think there's one in Houston. I don't know exact date, but I think we're gonna go as a team again because I don't know if you remember, Ben, when we showed up. It was all my colleagues from the gym. They were all
Enzo,
the group. So I think we're gonna do that trip again, and it's gonna be in Houston. So I'm gonna see if I can do that, depending on if I get the days off from work. I think it's gonna be the next one, but definitely again, I'm gonna try to drop to that super heavy instead of that ultra, because guys my size, man, they're heavy, man, and you gotta use a lot of strength, right? And that's something I'm gonna try to avoid next time. So
sometimes.
I don't know if you're gonna try to compete again, man.
Yeah, I am. I don't know if I'm gonna try to. I want to do the one in December. I want to go to Houston, either Houston, Austin, or Duncanville. There's one out there, because I have family out there, so it's kind of like they can come see me or whatever. But I definitely do want to compete again. I told him because I want some more. I said I'm not gonna take the match weapons and just go sit down. So I want some more. He's like, I know you want some more. I was like, I want some more. Jiu-Jitsu is one of those things like somebody can whoop your ass and you come back for more. Right. You're like, damn, you ain't done yet? Like, no, I ain't done. I'm not done until I submit you. Gotcha. And they're like, well, you need my points? Like, no, I won't submit you. And then after you submit them, you shaking hands like, all right, you laughing at but you're on the field, not on the field, on the mat. Mm-hmm. It's all business. Like, I ain't smiling at you. I think
it's really beautiful, man, that y'all can have this interaction, man. I'm really glad, Izzy, that you came to the podcast. That was very cool, man. I really appreciate it, because I appreciate a man that make that step to live his dream. There's a lot of people that say, like they would say they would play football. They never came out there. There's a lot of people that say they would do a podcast. They never come out. Right. There's a lot of people that say, they're going to do this or do that. They never do it. So I appreciate both of y'all for having the intestinal fortitude, nuts, whatever you want to say, and actually doing that, man. Because I feel like when you do that, you don't lose. Because it's about 10% of people that are actually brave enough, crazy enough, or just don't give a shit, that would actually do that. And I think that's awesome, man. Like if I can go to y'all fights, I will do it, man. But let me just this quick shout out, man, to them Bear County Bombers, man. I can't play no more because I'm old. But yeah, man, we start the season 2021. I don't know the exact dates and everything, so we figure that out.
I'll be on the sidelines.
I appreciate it. I'm a coach.
I'm out there talking shit though. Like, hey, bro. Hey, get him out of here, like, fuck you two, man. I'm gonna choke your ass out later.
I'm a coach right now, man. So I coach O-line and we kind of help out. I coach O-line and then we kind of help with D-line. So we have a couple coaches that coach O-line and D-line. It's a real good group. We got a good group of kids. We got a real group of players. We got a good group of coaches. We got a good group of owners, and we're just gonna see what's gonna happen. We feel like we're gonna be as competitive as a town as we can be, man.
Hey, Izzy, I know you're saying we're probably gonna go to the one in Houston. Do y'all ever have open mat down there at Enzo?
Yeah, man. Every Sunday at 2 p.m.
Sunday at 2 p.m. I'm gonna
What's open mat?
Open mat basically like you just kind of go out there and just roll with the people out there. Well, rolling is like not competing, but you're sparring with them.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was gonna add, I might talk to my coach and see if we can come down there one day and roll with y'all. I know we're trying to.
For sure, man.
He does Ohana, and he's out there. I was trying to get him on here, but he was eating dinner. He's like, "Hey man, I'll catch you on the next one." So I'm gonna talk to him like, "Coach, I know you're not opposed to train, like not a train, but not he's not opposed to traveling." So I'm like, "Well, let's travel down to McAllen and see if Enzo's talking about because we're a small school. It's like 3 of us. It's me, Sam, and I don't know if you saw him, but Felix. He lost his to a guy that was like he was pretty good, but he just like had like this crazy loop choke on him, and it was crazy. But anyways, Sam didn't compete, but and we have another girl, but I've never seen her. I've yet to see her yet, but I'm gonna talk to him and see if he wants, because I know he was talking about going to Ohana and like kind of training with them, but. We'll see if maybe we can go down there one day and just train with y'all, or just just kind of do like an open mat or something.
For sure, man. They would. My coach would. Welcome you guys with open arms. And pretty friendly people, pretty awesome people, and it's what's that saying? You either in jiu-jitsu you win or you learn. There's no losing. Yeah, you don't lose. You win or you learn. And then we would, it'd just be a friendly role. Like it wouldn't be we're gonna compete and get medals and all that stuff. It's just it's like a family thing. Like you choke each other out, but at the end of the day, I enjoy it. Like what the hell? Like you choke each other out, but at the end of the day, you're shaking hands. Like, hey man, that was a good choke. Like it's.
I mean, I can see the whole put on equipment, and hold the shit out of somebody and slam somebody around to get the quarterback. But I can't see that I'm gonna put him in a lock and choke him out the way he can't breathe. And but hey, it takes everybody, man. That was so good about sports, man.
Yeah, it's a cool. Hey, what's your coach? Is he a black belt?
Yeah, she's
okay.
It's a female. She's pretty good, man. She's pretty awesome.
Oh, was that the one? So that was when I shook her hand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, there's a chick here, but I just shook her hand, like, well, I guess. And she kind of she didn't really say much. She's kind of like, all right, cool, whatever. But I was like, that's y'all's coach, like.
It's because at the time you and I were going at it, there was 2 other guys at the next match that it was also my teammates. So she was coaching me and the other 2 guys at the same time.
Oh.
She was here and there, so she was probably all there yet. So.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, man, she's but tell her, maybe in the near, probably more likely next year, we'll try to be out there, and I'm gonna talk to my coach about it because I know McAllen's not a hop, skip, and jump away. It's kind of far, but I'll talk to him and say hey, they open at 2:00 on Sunday. It's so let's go down there and roll with them, but. Yeah, man, I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. I know I've been calling you all week and texting you, and damn, it's the fuck. But I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. It was a great fight. You gave me a great experience. I even got our picture on my fridge. I'm like, I'm gonna get those medals one day. I'm gonna be there one day. So, but yeah, man. I'm glad you came on the show, and hopefully we can talk again. And I don't know if I'm going to be at the one in Houston. More than likely, I probably won't compete against in 2021 to get some more months under my belt. But, if you do go to Houston, man, please call me and let me know how it goes because I'll be more than happy to listen and, have, hey, send me your fight and tell me what happened. And, it's just exciting. It's just, even if you're not fighting, it's just exciting. Let's go, man. I want to be there too. I should have put my money in already, So, yeah, man. It's I'm real glad you came on talk with us. And, he wasn't, he could have, forget you, loser. You lost.
Man, that was really cool.
He could forget you, loser. Don't talk to me.
Hey, you know what?
It's cool about it.
You know what it is, man? It really. I was real big about him. That's why I call it the adventure of Ben Newsome, man. Because like I was telling him when I first played in my program, that's your worst year. You know what I mean? Because you're getting used to the competition and you don't know about it, and the semi-pro, it's like you got some college people that play, you got some people that play the arena, and you got some people that
Never played it.
never played football at all. So it was just it was a different experience. And I think once you get used to that culture, man, that's when you can evolve as a competitor, as a fighter, or as a player, or whatever sport you play. So, man, I guess that's it for this show. Anything else you would like to say? Either one of y'all gentlemen?
Hey, well, thanks guys for inviting me to the podcast. You guys are awesome, man, and hopefully I see Ben out there again to the match, and
Yeah, man.
get a chance to choke him out again.
Hey, man, long go out, we good, man. But you put me out, I'm like, damn, you put me out. But yeah, man, but definitely if you have anybody that wants to like ever hop on the show or talk to them, like, I'm more than happy to talk to them. Of course, I'm gonna send you the link so you can subscribe to the podcast.
Yeah, you gotta subscribe, man.
Please do, because I'm definitely gonna want to talk to you about your next fight. Like if I don't make it to Houston, like I said, more than likely I won't make it out there. I'm gonna try to get some more training under my belt, kind of like learn what I did wrong, and maybe maybe if I just get that itch, I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna sign up, just do it. But we'll see. But yeah, hopefully I can get you on that open mat though too. Like, now I want that big guy right there. Yeah, well, I know him. He beat me in the first game. Well, I know him. I know him real well. But yeah, man. Yeah, I really appreciate you coming on here, man. And we'll see you again.
Awesome.
All right, man. Take it easy.
My pleasure, gentlemen.
All right, my pleasure. Thank you, man.
Well, that's episode.
All right, guys.
Thank you for coming.
Right.
Thank you so much, Izzy.
Have a good night.
You too.
So that's episode 9. The Adventures of Ben Awesome Newsome. So there anything that you want to say, like any finishing comments? And I want that him coming on was awesome, man. That was awesome.
That was. I really appreciate him, Izzy. I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. Like that was a class act, a real class act to come on the show and like, hey, hope I can choke you out again, No, man. I have nothing else to really add to the show. Wearing that shirt, it says warning, choking hazard, lack of a tap, you take an unexpected nap, so
That's
hopefully,
awesome, man.
hopefully I get that, that was a great experience, man. I won't ever forget that for the rest of my life. I mean, I'm 33, and it's things I'll never forget, but that one, I will never forget. My daughter's 4, she don't really know much about anything right now. She's kind of like, hey, daddy, like, when she sees me, she's like, so I can tell her, like, yeah,
Man, like from football, man, it was 12 years of my life I wasn't training my will, man. I mean, I had some crazy people, man. I went against some crazy people, man. I remember, I used to have one of my friends, Robert, and he was on the bus, and Robert Williams, he was like, this dude was macking anybody, bro. It was insane. And so he was on the bus, and there was this girl said, man, I bet you wouldn't mack her. He was macked to her, got a phone number. It was just crazy, man. It was cool. And it just, you see so many things, man. Playing sports. Man, one time I was in New Orleans, outside New Orleans, it was Kinder. And man, this dude just lit me up, man. And man, I don't know who. To this day, I know who hit me, man. And it was at the end of the game when the coach said, "Are you alright?" I said, "Hell no." I said, "Hell no." And I hit the ground. I didn't know who hit me. Man, I got to play in North South Bowl. We played this team. I think it was Iowa band. I think it was Blackhawks. No, Ohio. They're from Ohio. And the Warhawks, I believe. And we played against them.
In Arlington, right?
No, it was in Arlington. It was in Homestead, Florida.
Homestead,
Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. And they was cool cats, man. We played them. It was an experience, man. So we went all the way from San Antonio to Homestead, Florida, with about 30 minutes. from Miami. So it's like let's say Homestead New Braunfels, and so it's about
right. Yeah,
right. It was cool. And then when everybody, I wasn't gonna play the semi-pro no more, and then somebody, people come up to me and say, "Hey, you got to win the championship for my mom." And when we had won that my friend Sonny, we were just had the first game, and I was there, and I was like, I didn't know why I was there, and I was there to get the championship for my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And Sonny was one of the first people that said, "Hey," he looked at me and said, "Hey, man, we're gonna do this for your mom."
Yeah, it's sports is one of the few things that brings people together.
Right.
It's a camaraderie. You don't know that man from the next person, but you will fight the whole team over a dirty play or something that just wasn't right. Like, I mean, but you don't know him from
Right.
You don't know him from Bob. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel that way about my teammates. I tell them, I say, man, I don't personally know. I don't really know them that well. It's Felix and Sam that I talk to all the time, and I told Felix, I say, hey man, I said, look, y'all that military shit y'all be doing, that last name, I said, put first names on there. Damn it.
No, you know what though? You will learn. I know now that Sam's last name, but it's like, put first name so I know who you're talking about. But see, the reason why is like in sports, you get a name. You get a name, and you got to roll with it. Like, man, hey, that's how I got JPs. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I just did what I did with it, man. Like, it was a dude named LeVon, and I think we was at with the Generals, and we was at a barbecue, and they're like, oh, JPs. And I'm like, what the hell is that shit? And then it just got to the point where
you just I went with it,
And so when I ever call myself JP, and now I do now though, in school. And so, so that's what I say with nicknames and stuff, you earn that, man. So if you stay in it, Jiu-Jitsu, or if you learn, in martial arts in general, and you keep fighting, you'll learn these people, man. Like, you'll learn something about, we done I've been to funerals, I've been to weddings, I've been to barbecues, I've been to
all in between,
man.
Yeah, it's a really thing. But so what's gonna be the next show, man? What are we gonna talk about? What's Yeah Man the Podcast episode 10 gonna be about?
Well, hopefully we get let me see. Well, it kind of depends on. We're still kind of waiting on
some other people.
Yeah, some other people come through.
I think the whole money and relationship thing is a good one.
Money and relationship. Okay.
Money and relationship. So I think if he doesn't come through.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen, y'all. If JP's original plans to come through, it's a filmmaker out there that we're probably gonna talk about. He talks about social issues going on. He makes movies on that. If that doesn't come through, there's another post we saw about money and relationships. Am I kind of hitting on it right?
Money and relationship.
Like, it doesn't matter if a man has money in the relationship or not.
Oh, is it the one where basically that wasn't it. Would you be with a man that was broke?
Yeah, it's like, if he's a broke man, would you be with him, or if he's a rich man? Somewhere around those lines. So episode 10 is kind of a toss-up right now, but if JP's original plan doesn't come through, which we got a real good surprise for y'all. Like I told you, the whole dude filmmaker thing.
Right. He's a local filmmaker.
He's a local filmmaker too here in San Antonio.
He talks about a lot of, stuff that's relevant with society right now.
Okay.
And so I kind of reached out to him today. And so if he can't, I know today is Thursday, so, and we just don't want to if somebody can't do it, we don't want to force them into it. So we might schedule them for a time when they can.
Yeah, so if he can't make it, we'll have something good for y'all. More likely, we're probably gonna talk about relationships and money in general. Like, would you be with a broke man and be happy, or would you be with a rich man and be unhappy? Somewhere in those lines. But thank y'all for showing up. Please leave a comment. We haven't gotten any comments on our posts. Please leave a comment. Subscribe to the show. We appreciate y'all's support. We really do. We've got about 18, 19 subscribers now. Somewhere like that. So we're getting up there. We're getting up there. So please leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and we appreciate y'all. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.